Hi football fans, let's get started with the hot fresh news. Gary Neville believes that once Pep Guardiola departs, Manchester City could consider appointing Ange Postecoglou, the head coach of Tottenham Hotspur. The affable Australian, who left Celtic to join Spurs in the summer, has successfully revitalised the team's playing style after the dull periods under Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte. Postecoglou has instilled a sense of freedom in his players, making Tottenham arguably the most entertaining team in the Premier League, despite occasional defensive lapses. The results speak for themselves, with Spurs securing a 4-1 victory over Newcastle United and a 2-0 win against Nottingham Forest. During Sky Sports coverage of the City Ground triumph, Manchester United legend Neville suggested that Manchester City might be keeping an eye on Postecoglou, emphasising that Spurs should relish his presence for now. While Neville acknowledged the uncertainty of Tottenham's top four finish, he encouraged fans to appreciate one of the most captivating styles of football he has witnessed since retiring from the sport. Despite any previous reservations, he expressed genuine enjoyment in watching Tottenham play under Postecoglou's guidance, noting the positive transformation in the team's approach. His comments were, "I love watching Tottenham play, and that hasn't always been the case over the last few years." Next on the new list is Mauricio Pochettino insists he is not crazy for believing in Chelsea's chances of success despite a growing injury crisis ahead of Saturday's meeting with Sheffield United. Pochettino expressed his enthusiasm for the challenging project at hand, acknowledging the unexpected difficulties faced within the first 5 to 6 months. Despite the adversities, he sees the situation as an opportunity for growth, emphasizing the need for resilience and a fighting spirit. Pochettino believes that facing such challenges will make the coaching staff smarter and more adept. He acknowledged the difficulty of staying committed to the process when results are not immediately favorable, but he remained steadfast in his belief that success will come, urging patience and confidence in their approach. The anticipation of Nkunku's debut brought a positive note, yet Pochettino cautioned against placing undue pressure on the new signing. He expressed confidence in Petrovic, despite the goalkeeper's limited Premier League experience. Addressing the injury concerns of the skipper, Pochettino emphasized the need for careful assessment and support. He acknowledged the disappointment and frustration of the player, assuring that the club would explore the best solutions for his recovery and work towards preventing future setbacks. Pochettino also revealed the continued trust and communication with Chelsea's owners, highlighting that trust is essential in football. He affirmed his commitment to the club, stating that as long as there is trust, he will continue to lead the team. According to reports, Arsenal's head coach Mikel Arteta believes that making 4 signings would complete the team, but acknowledges the challenge of pursuing all of them in the January transfer window. Arsenal currently sits second in the 2023 Premier League net spend table after a substantial £200 million investment in new signings during the summer, including a club record fee for Declan Rice. Despite narrowly missing out on the Premier League title last season, Arsenal is just 1 point behind league leaders Liverpool. With the aim of bolstering their chances of winning the league, the team is likely to reinforce its squad in January, particularly in the striking department where Gabriel Jesus and Eddie Nketiah have not been consistently scoring. The Gunners are linked with Brentford's Ivan Toney, valued at £80 million, who is set to return from a betting ban in January after an impressive 20-goal season. However, reports suggest that Arsenal is hesitant about Toney, and Arteta sees the need for 4 signings to complete his ideal squad: another central midfielder, 2 fullbacks, and an additional forward. While the club may not be able to pursue all 4 signings in January, they are expected to be active in the transfer market. Pundit Ally McCoist believes that Toney could elevate Arsenal, providing a different dynamic compared to Jesus, whom he describes as clever. McCoist suggests that Arsenal might benefit from a striker in the mould of Erling Haaland, a pure goalscorer, rather than another nice, clever player. And lastly, reports indicate that former Manchester United goalkeeper David de Gea has made himself unavailable for a move to Newcastle United due to his persistent demand for substantial wages. Despite his previous status as one of the best goalkeepers globally, the Spanish player left Manchester United in the summer after more than 500 appearances for the club. Earlier reports had linked de Gea with a potential move to Newcastle, especially after an injury to Nick Pope that could prompt the Magpies to reinforce their goalkeeping department. However, Spanish publication Estadio Deportivo asserts that de Gea is unwilling to compromise on his wage demands of €20 million, £17 million per season, making him more than unattainable for both Real Betis and Newcastle. If this trend continues, the report suggests that de Gea may find Saudi Arabia as his only viable option.